Hello everyone, welcome. Today we're going to talk about activities that you can do offline in your traveler's notebook beyond just planning and journaling. I will, as per usual, put links in the description in case you would like to get something for yourself or a gift for someone else. I'll put timestamps in the first pinned comment, and I'd also like to encourage you to join me in the comments and add to this list. What kind of things do you use your traveler's notebook for? So let's go through some of my favorite ways to use mine when I'm out and about and just kind of killing time. You know, you're sitting in a doctor's office waiting room, or you're waiting at the salon, or you're in the park and it's beautiful, but you're also a little bored at the same time, or you're waiting at, your kids' hockey practice or ballet lesson. What are some things you can do offline? Stay away from scrolling and just have fun inside your TN. So this one is standard size. I'm also going to show you a couple of things that are in an A5 size notebook. So the size doesn't matter. Honestly, you can, for a lot of these, have them made to order to fit what you need if it's something that's printed, or some of these are just on any piece of paper. You could just use up scrap paper. So the first one is this coloring book situation. So I did not draw all of these lovely ice cream cones. I did color them in. I used colored pencils on the left-hand side. I used watercolor on the right-hand side just to kind of get an idea of which one I liked better. And I found I really liked the colored pencils best. And I don't need to take my entire set. You could just pick out the colors that you know you want to use in that spread and then head off to hockey practice and color. So this is an insert that is ready-made, and I'll pull it out here and show you. So these are from a company called Yellow Paper House. They're on Etsy, and I'll put a link to the specific listing. And you can get these made in a variety of sizes. So if you're a standard person, she's got you. If you like to use A5 instead, that's there too, and there are other sizes as well. So she has a couple of versions of this. There's like a volume 1, a volume 2, a volume 3, and some of them are super cute little illustrations like these tea mugs and teapots and fruit. And look at the owls. There's a great big beautiful mandala. And back here, there's a different mandala. So lots of pretty designs, but this one was so much fun with the ice cream cones. And like I said, I tried both colored pencils and watercolors. The watercolor does not bleed through. This paper is nice and thick, and it also has a bit of a coating to it, so there's no like sinking in of the watercolor. What I found was that it was harder to stay in the lines, and also if you're just taking this to your child's ballet lessons, or you're taking them to a doctor's office, you're not going to necessarily bring water and paint and brushes and all that. It's a whole lot easier to just bring a couple of colored pencils. So what I ended up doing here was, normally when I do a layout like this, I try to keep the colors really cohesive. I pick like maybe 3 or 4 colors and that's it. But with this one, I changed it. I decided that the cherries and the cones could be kind of the thing that pulled it all together. And then I made the ice cream flavors different. And I tried to list all of my favorite ice creams that I've encountered over the years. Like this is Graeter's Black Raspberry Chip. If you're an Ohio person, you might know Graeter's. This is all the way back to when I was little. There was a place that had, it was called like blueberry frozen yogurt, but it was kind of a purple color and it was soft serve. Oh, it was so good. This is peach with chunks of peach in them, and that usually comes in July at United Dairy Farmers. This is eggnog from Young's Dairy, which is in Western Ohio. And this is just regular chocolate and vanilla swirl. You can't go wrong with that at any kind of like a little corner cone kind of a place. This is butter pecan, which is in almost every ice cream store, and I adore it. Butter pecan is yummy. And mint chocolate chip is another one that you can get pretty much anywhere. This is black cherry soft serve, which is hard to come by, but if you ever find it, it's a fine food. This is plain strawberry, always a good choice. This one is, it's called Citron Vert, lime sorbet that we had in Paris many, many years ago, and I still remember everything about it. I just love that. And this is lemon custard, also from Young's Dairy. This is, oh, they don't make this anymore. This one was called dark chocolate raspberry truffle, I think. I think that was the name of it. It was made by Godiva. And this grocery store that I used to go to always had them like buy one, get one. Oh, that was good stuff. I don't think they make it anymore. This one is chocolate peanut butter, which is the #1 selling flavor at Young's Dairy. Good stuff. And this one is brand new. Cincinnati Reds fans might know about this one. It's called Dulce de la Cruz. So it's dulce de leche ice cream from United Dairy Farmers, but it's named for Ellie de la Cruz, one of the Reds players. And it's caramel and vanilla swirl with like pieces of caramel. And then I think they also have a milkshake that matches it. So yeah, really, really yummy. So look out for Dulce de la Cruz. And then because I was trying to compare the colored pencils and the watercolors, I just basically did the same exact thing on the other side. So it's all those same flavors repeated. But yeah, all my favorites. And then I'll probably go in with a pen and actually label them so that somewhere down the line I can remember what they were and what they represented. But these are all my favorite flavors. Okay, so coloring book inserts from Etsy. The link is in the description. And again, you can get them in whichever size you are using, okay? And then the second thing is something that you don't have to have printed. You can just do this yourself. And these little page markers don't mean anything. They're just to remind me what to show you today. So you can do this on any piece of paper. Just get out junk mail and write on the back of it. Or you can have a nice insert. This one is a Traveler's Company lightweight insert, which gives you 128 pages of nice thin Tombow River paper. And then that can go in your traveler's notebook and not add too much weight. But anyway, so I have named this Anagram Solitaire. I don't know if it actually has a name. I just decided that's what I would call it. So Anagram Solitaire, all you do is come up with words or phrases. It can be whatever you want. You could do all the states, you could do all the capitals, you could do all the months, you could do places you visited, you could do all your friends' names. It doesn't matter what the word is, but you're going to write out the word, and then you're going to try to come up with all the words that you can make out of that word. So I just randomly selected Connecticut, and I came up with cut and con and cone and connect and ton and tone and tonic and sight and cute and ten and tin. Caught, tick, tune, no, not, one, tot, note, notice, none, scent, icon, once, content, and nice. And I could have kept going. And if you go online, you can cheat and you can find anagram solvers, and they will at least tell you how many words are possible that can come out of that one word or phrase. Or you can just say, my goal is to get 20 and then move on to the next word. You know, you can make up your own rules. Remember, it's anagram solitaire. This is up to you. Play it however you want. But all you need is a random scrap of paper and a pen. That's it. So I love that. And again, it can be on a theme. You could fill a whole notebook with anagrams of states or countries, or you could just do whatever you feel that day. You know, the phrase could be ice cream because that's what you're thinking of doing after practice. The next one requires another person. So this is when you're sitting in the waiting room and there are two of you, or you're at the park and you're enjoying the bird song and you're loving the weather, but you're also a little bored. So take another person and sit down and have the first person come up with whatever the phrase is or the word and play hangman. So you put out the dashes or the underlined score marks for each of the letters, and you draw the little, I don't know what that's called, what the hangman hangs on. So you draw that little frame, and then the other person is going to try to guess what this is. So let's say I'm playing with person B. I don't know, let's just say person B today is Chris Hemsworth. All right, so he guesses M, right? There's no M. So I draw the circle for the head for hangman. And I should have drawn a line through it. So actually it should go like this. Okay, there's no M. And then he guesses A. So here's an A. Okay, so I place it there. And then he guesses again. And Chris Hemsworth suddenly gets really good at this. And so he guesses a D. And then he guesses a T. And then he guesses an E. And he's still not really sure what's going on here. But then we get the I. And this one has a lot of I's. And it pretty much gives it away. If you know what this is, I'm not going to tell you. If you can guess what this is, we'll turn it into Wheel of Fortune. If you can guess what this phrase is, please put it in the comments section and I will give you a little virtual star for getting it right. So just sit and play hangman. And again, all it takes is some scratch paper or whatever notebook you're using in your TN and a pen. That's it. Simple, simple, simple. Okay, what else can you do while you're sitting at practice or in a waiting room or in a park? This is the same coloring book, just larger. So this one is measured to be A5 size. And again, you can have them printed whatever size you need. But the next insert is from a different Etsy shop. These are from Paper Penguin Co. And Dominique is down in Texas and she will make all kinds of inserts in all kinds of sizes. And she has things like calendars and budget trackers and blank notebooks and ruled notebooks and all that. But she also has this one, which is a reading journal. And so I asked for this one to be made A5 size because it's approximately the size of most of the books that I read. So it can just stack on my book stack. But when I go out, I can take it with me. And let's say I have a book with me. And as I'm reading the book, I read a quote that I really like. Well, there's a space for that. Memorable quotes. Maybe I finish the book while I'm at practice. Okay, I can write out my summary and thoughts about it. There's a place to mark which genre it is. And there's also a little other mark. There's a part for your rating. And of course, at the top, you have the title, the author, when you started it, when you finished it, and the number of pages. And then you can go back here to the front and you could use this as a log. So maybe you put them just in the order that you finished them, or you can have sections and do it in alphabetical order. And then you go to the pages. And I think I counted, there's something like, 30 something entries that fit in one notebook. And in the back, I did a pen test here just to show you what you can get away with. This is 80-pound text or 118 GSM. And when you flip it over, really nothing truly bleeds through as far as pens, markers, etc. This is a Pilot Varsity fountain pen, and there's a teensy tiny little mark, teensy tiny. But most of, this is a Zebra Sensations brush pen, which is pigment-based. Uniball Signo gel pen, which I use for most of my writing. Tombow mono drawing pen is a technical drawing pen. Pilot Varsity fountain. And then I have watercolor. And good quality, highly pigmented watercolor, no problem. This is Mei Liang. And it's craft grade, and it's more likely to bleed through because it has a lot of dye in it. And there's a teensy tiny little bit of bleed through here. But in general, I think you can use both sides of the page with mixed media. So maybe you want to sit at practice, read the book, make some notes about it, and maybe you want to illustrate a little something to go with the book. I know a lot of people will actually draw and illustrate the book cover, or they will, take a little screen cap of it and reduce it and put use some glue tape. This is Staples permanent glue tape. I get this either at Staples with my ink rewards, or it's available on Amazon usually too. So I'll put a link in the description. But you could, cut out a little picture of the book cover if you want to make this pretty. But when we're talking about out and about activities, all you need is a pen. So just take your book, read it as you go, make some notes about it, and that can be with you as an activity. So coloring books, anagrams, hangman, reading logs. What are some things beyond that that you use in your traveler's notebook just to take up time? Just to take up time while you're out and about. Or if you're actually using this for traveling, maybe you're on a train or a plane or something like that. What kind of activities do you do? Please add those to the comments section and join the discussion. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you found some good ideas. And if you'd like to see more art and journaling and planning and anything to do with making your paper look pretty, then please come back and see me again. Have a fantastic day. Bye-bye.